You may not know that the soap you buy in the store is full of chemicals. The moisturizing glycerin is removed and then sold to the lotion companies, leaving you basically buying a detergent bar. It's a little known fact that anyone can make their own soap. There are a few items that you have to have. You're going to need 2 pots. One is going to be for your oils, the other one's going to be for the lye. You're going to need 26 ounces of olive oil, 8 ounces of vegetable oil, 8 ounces of palm oil, 8 ounces of coconut oil, and sometimes you can add 2 ounces of shea butter, but I don't have that. So what you're going to start out with, you're going to take a small pot that can hold 16 ounces of water. And you're going to pour that in there. Then you're going to take your lye. You're going to take 8 ounces of lye and you're going to slowly pour that into your water. Now, it's very key that you go slowly because lye is very dangerous and you're probably going to need gloves and goggles. So you pour your lye in there and you stir. There's going to be, I call it a lye cloud. It's going to come up. You're not going to want to breathe that in. That's why you're going to need a mask, goggles, and gloves. You set that aside and just forget about it for a little bit. And that's going to get really hot. You're not going to want to touch it. You're not going to want it to get on your skin at all. Second, that's the fun part. You take all of your oil, you put it in your big pot. You're going to want to heat that up to approximately 100 degrees. So you take it all, put it in there, stir it up, heat it up. You'll need a thermometer because you're going to want to check to make sure that you've hit that 100-degree mark. So once you've done all that and you're at the right temperature, you take your lye, carefully pour it into your oil. And so at this point you can use a spoon or a fork, but I recommend a stick blender because that speeds the process up greatly. You take your stick blender, I turn mine on high, and it takes approximately 5 to 10 minutes. And what you're looking for is you're looking for all of your ingredients to go into a trace. And so what that means is, I don't have any to show you, but you would take a spoon, you would take a little of your liquid out, you would pour it in, and it's going to kind of make an indentation. It's starting to, at this point, get solid. So at this point, you're going to take your soap mold, and with this, you're going to want to line it with like wax paper. That causes it not to get stuck, or you can use one of these little cute molds, and these are great for gifts. So you take, you're lined it with paper, you take your soap and you pour it into your soap mold. You'll cover it with saran wrap, put your lid on it, and then you're going to set it aside. You're going to leave it there for 2 or 3 days before you take it out. So what's going on in the box is pretty interesting at that point because it's going through a chemical process called saponification. That's when the lye interacts with the oils and then it creates the soap. So when you're done, the process is done, excuse me, there is no more lye and you're left with a bar of soap. So some fun things that you can do with your soap is before you pour it into your mold, when you still have it and you're using your stick blender, at this point you can add different scents. You can use, there's 2 different kinds. You can use essential oils or you can use just regular fragrance oils. So for instance, say you want to make a bar of soap that's going to help somebody that perhaps has poison ivy. You can use peppermint, spearmint, and eucalyptus essential oils. You'll probably add, let's see, one ounce of each for that when you're in that stage of the process. And then you've got a great bar of soap to, help with itching. lavender is a really great essential oil if you're making a baby soap, because lavender has a calming effect. Some of the fragrance oils that we use, let's see, for instance, this is pumpkin spice. It's you use that for, say, Thanksgiving or a harvest soap. This is plumeria. So there's a lot of fun things that you can add with that. You can also, let's say someone has acne, you can use tea tree oil in with your soap and create an acne bar. So after the 2 days is up and you open your soap mold, you're going to pull out a big loaf of soap. It's probably going to weigh about 6 pounds. And then you're just going to cut them. You cut them and then you store them. You don't let them touch. And I would say you're probably going to want to leave those there for about 2 weeks before you can use them. The harder the bar of soap, the longer it's going to last and the more bubbles that you're going to get out of it. So, I hope my presentation was helpful. If anyone wants to ever make their own bar of soap, it's not that difficult and it's very fun. Thank you.